thought it was this big red button.
Oh, it's recording. It's recording.
Okay, we're interviewing Ruth Johnson. Were you drafted or did you enlist?
Pardon?
Were you drafted or
No.
did you enlist?
No, they didn't draft women.
Okay.
They were volunteer.
Where were you living at the time?
Pardon?
Where were you living at the time?
Where was I when?
Living at the time?
Living at the time. My home was in Jamestown, Kansas.
Okay. Why did you join?
Because all of my friends were gone. Some of them, those that went to college, that could go to college. And the rest of them were in the service. And I kind of stuck home alone because I couldn't afford to go to college. So I joined the service and saw the world.
Why did you pick the service branch that you joined?
I really didn't have much chance. You went to Kansas City or you went to Wichita and they signed you. You didn't choose one. I wound up with the Air Force, the Air Transport Command.
Do you recall your first days in service?
First day in service, they put a whole bunch of us girls that had come from Kansas City to Fort Des Moines, Iowa. They had put them there and it was all in one barracks at night, and I was so homesick. There was about 20, 50 girls sleeping in different cots on one. And in the middle of the night, I remembered. That was the first one. And then the next day we got busy and they handed out our uniforms and put us to work.
Which war did you serve in?
Pardon?
Which wars did you serve in?
I'm sorry,
Which war did you serve in?
World War II.
Where exactly did you go?
I went to Fort Des Moines, Iowa. Spent about 7 months there. Played in a band, in the WAC band, and we traveled a lot. And I was a trumpeter, so we also had bugle duty for the base. And then I went overseas, had a chance to go overseas. And went to Wales, and then to Germany for 3 months, and then to France for 3 months, closing bases, getting ready to go home. Because I worked with the special services where we took care of the library and the newspaper and things like that.
Do you remember arriving and what your surroundings were like?
Arriving where?
Arriving in the war.
Do I remember arriving? Is that what you said?
Like where you went?
Just a little louder.
Do you remember arriving, like where the places that you went to?
Yes, I do. The first one, when we went overseas, we landed in, I think it was Liverpool. Then we went up to Wales. And then in France, it was Orly Field in France. And they had some time off there because the war was over then, and we were cleaning up bases and doing things. And we got a little time off, so we got to see Paris. So it wasn't all work.
Did you see combat?
No, I did not, but some of our WACs did. They were in London during the Blitz. They were telephone operators and worked for headquarters. But I can't speak for them. They have to speak for themselves.
Were there many casualties in your unit?
No. A couple of the girls found boyfriends and got married before they came back, so I don't think that was a casualty.
Tell me about a couple of your most memorable experiences.
Oh, goodness sakes. I liked playing in that band, but we lived in boxcars, or not boxcars, passengers, or the sleeping cars. And when we'd go to a town and give a concert or something, we'd just get off of the car, and then we lived on the car, the train. So that was one, but I got kind of tired of driving on those trains all the time. But the rest of it was, coming home was good too. We came home and got at where, you'll have to excuse me, I have Parkinson's and sometimes my words get bottled up and I can't say it. But we got in Chicago, we were dismissed to go home, and my brother got home about the same time. So, and I did get to see him. The best one was in Europe. I hadn't seen him for 2 or 3 years. He'd been in the service. And we got a call. He was in Germany and I was in Wales. And they gave him a few days off, and he came to see me. So that was the biggest deal.
Were you awarded any medals or citations?
What?
Were you awarded any medals?
Was I? I'm sorry.
Did you get any medals?
No, a good conduct medal. I throw that up to my kids all the time. I tell them, see, your mama had a good conduct medal.
Did you stay in touch with your family when you were?
We have made, did I stay in touch with friends?
With your family?
With my family, yes. I stayed in touch with the friends after we got out until most of them are gone. But yes, we had emails, letters, so we could send them without any stamps or anything. Mail was free.
What was the food like?
The food? Oh, in England and in Wales, we got a lot of Brussels sprouts. And in the best food, I think we had German cooks when we were in Germany and French cooks when we were in France. And I think the best cooks were the German cooks. They cooked more like we did at home, I guess. But the food was okay, except for Brussels sprouts.
Did you have plenty of supplies?
Did I have what?
Plenty of supplies.
Exercise?
Supplies.
Pardon?
Supplies.
Surprise.
Supplies.
Supplies. Yeah, I'm sorry. We had plenty of supplies.
Did you ever feel pressure or stress?
Did I ever what?
Feel pressured or stressed?
Pressure or stress? No, I had, no, we were healthy the whole time. We did a lot of exercises and we ate right. Can't think of it. I was even to the dispensary, to the doctor. I can't remember that, except when we had physicals.
How did people entertain themselves?
Well, the part of the service that I was in was in special services. What we did there was we kept track of, so they would have some entertainment. We had the base newspaper, which was just a news sheet. Really, we put out once a week. We took care of the library. We had the library. We had basketball for some of the men. We organized those, and the girls played softball. And we kept that organized. It really was a plum job. It was a good job that I had. And then we put on parties. We'd have a little band there and dance. They'd invite the boys who lived on one side of the field and we lived on the other, but we had dances. So they were entertained.
What did you do when on leave?
When on leave? Well, we didn't get any leave overseas. When home, when we got it, I went home to Jamestown.
Where did you travel while in the service?
Well, we went from California to New Hampshire, and from New Hampshire to Europe, and then back.
Do you recall any particularly humorous or unusual events?
Do I recall any what?
Like humorous or unusual events?
No, I don't think anything unusual. The Welsh people were beautiful people, and they made us very welcome. On DE Day, they had opened up their pubs, as they called them, and let the GIs and everybody celebrate.
Do you have any photographs of anything?
I didn't have a camera overseas. I depended on other people, but I have some. But I didn't bring them because I don't remember where I put them. There, I'll find them when we go to move.
What did you think of officers or fellow soldiers?
What do I think of?
Officers or fellow soldiers?
Officers that I had, we had good officers. We were a small outfit, so you had more individual attention. They had more time. And the rest of the girls that didn't work like I didn't have such a nice, cushy job. Worked in the dispensary, they worked in the motor pool, worked in the office with clerical work.
Did you keep a personal journal?
Did I keep a journal? No, but when I got home, I found my family had kept some of my letters. So that's all I had.
Do you recall the day your service ended?
Yes, I recall VE Day. The service didn't end then, but the war did. And it was shortly after that when we got all the bases taken care of and cleaned up, you know. Some of the things they had to destroy. I'm thinking about our library because they had some really excellent books in the library that companies had sent and given to the Army or they had bought. And when we got ready to leave, we had to destroy those books. That hurt. I did sneak out one or two, but not small ones I thought were good. I wasn't going to have them burn them.
Do you know where you were at the time when you're...
What?
Do you know where you were at the time when the service ended?
Well, that was VE Day. It ended first, and then VJ Day was later. The girls in our company had some of them. One of them was a 41-year-old mother whose son was in the service and her husband was in the service. So she joined because of them. And I don't know, I guess one of the girls, a younger girl, had a brother who was a prisoner of the Japanese, so it wasn't over for her, but it was shortly thereafter. Didn't take long.
Do you know what you did in the days and weeks after the war?
Pardon?
Do you know what you did in the days and weeks after the war?
Yes, I went home, got home. My brother had gotten home from the service, and I looked around for something to do. I knew I was going to go to school. So that took some planning, and then I did go to school. I went to Missouri University for 2 years. And then some summer schools at KU in Wichita, because I taught and I had a provisional certificate, so I had to go to summer school. So I did that for a few years.
Was your education supported by the GI Bill?
Yes.
Did you make any close friends while in the service?
Make what?
Did you make any close friends while in the service?
Yes, and unfortunately most of them are gone, the closest ones.
Did you keep in touch with any of them?
Did I what?
Did you keep in touch with any of them?
Yes, I did. They went to school. I went to see one of them graduate from Southern Methodist. And we went several times back to Cincinnati where another one was. Yeah, they became close, like sisters.
Did you join a veterans organization?
Well, I belong to the American Legion, that's it, and the VFW.
What did you go on to do as a career after the war?
I taught school after I got my certificate in a one-room country school. That's another story, and a fun one someday. I taught 5 years and then I got married and stayed at home when the kids came.
Did your military experience influence your thinking about war or about the military in general?
No, this is a wonderful thing you're doing because it was a big war, and you can't call war great, but it was a great big war, I guess. And the news in the papers now is kind of knocking it, you're kind of forgetting it. But they did a job. Yes. I know I was proud to be in the military. I was proud to wear the uniform.
If in a veterans organization, what kinds of activities does your post or association have?
I really don't. I just really belong. We belong to the VA, where we get our medicines.
Do you attend reunions?
Have family reunions? Military reunions? No, because everybody's scattered. They went back to California, they went back to Florida, they went back, wherever it's Ohio. And everybody got busy, going to school, getting jobs.
How did your service and experiences affect your life?
Oh, a great deal. It got me to school. That's the most important thing. Got me an education.
Was there anything else that you'd like to add that I didn't cover in the interview?
Pardon?
Is there anything else that you would like to add that we didn't get to in the interview?
No, it was a great experience, and I appreciate having been in there and having made all the friends and the chance to go to school. And I wouldn't have missed being a one-room school teacher for anything in the world. I spent 3 years at that, and then 2 years at 4 grades. It went up in the world.